This hospital has been abandoned for over 40 years, its walls hiding secrets no one dares to uncover. Locals believe it's cursed. Those who enter never leave unchanged. But tonight, I've decided to face the unknown. What I found inside? It's something that still sends chills down my spine. The hospital stands deep in the heart of the woods, shrouded in a thick veil of mist that clings to the ground like a ghostly shroud. The eerie silence is deafening, broken only by the faint rustle of leaves in the cold night breeze. A single flickering streetlight casts a pale, shaky glow on a rusted "No Trespassing" sign, its surface stained with dark streaks and what look like claw marks. Locals say no one dares cross this threshold because of the screams that echo through the night. But as I stood there, staring at the cracked walls that seemed to breathe in the shadows, I knew I couldn't turn back. I had to find out what secrets were buried behind these haunted walls. This hospital was built in the 1940s during a plague outbreak that claimed countless lives. They say it was meant to be a place of healing, but soon became a nightmare. Rumors swirl about unethical experiments conducted by a doctor whose obsession with life after death twisted him into something far darker. Then, one night, everything changed. Without warning, every patient and staff member vanished. No one knows why, and no one ever dared to ask. Locals speak of a man who tried to spend a single night here, and after that, he never spoke again. Another chilling rumor haunts the area. At exactly 3:13 a.m., the lights in the hospital flicker on, and shadowy figures appear, moving like they're still alive. Was this hospital really cursed? Or is there something far more sinister hiding within its walls? Tonight, I plan to uncover the truth, no matter what I find. I pushed open the heavy rusted doors, the screech of metal against metal echoing through the empty hallway. The air hit me like a cold slap, damp, thick with the stench of decay and old disinfectant. It felt like the building had been holding its breath for decades, waiting for something to happen. Then, my eyes fell on something that made my heart skip a beat. A child's toy, abandoned in the middle of the hallway. It was a small, dusty doll, its once bright eyes now hollow and lifeless. The hallway stretched ahead, dark and quiet, as if the walls were watching me. But that toy, something about it didn't belong. It felt like a warning. I continued deeper into the hospital, my footsteps echoing in the silence, each step growing heavier with tension. In the dim light, I spotted something that made my blood run cold. A blood-stained journal, half open on the floor. The last entry was unfinished. They're watching me. I can hear the footsteps coming closer, but that was it. The words stopped, as if the writer had been interrupted mid-sentence. As I moved forward, my boots crunched over something cold and metallic. Scattered surgical tools, left in a hurry, their sharp edges glinting in the faint light. But it wasn't just the objects that unnerved me. I could hear something too. Faint footsteps, echoing from the upper floors. My pulse quickened, but I couldn't see anyone. Then, something strange happened. A flickering light down the corridor suddenly went out, plunging the hallway into complete darkness. My heart raced. I wasn't alone. I could feel it. As I turned to check behind me, a shadow moved past the window at the end of the hall. But when I looked closer, there was no one there. I made my way toward the morgue, the door cold to the touch, as though the temperature dropped a few degrees the closer I got. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of formaldehyde, and the drawers were slightly ajar, as though something had been pulled out, only to be left behind. My eyes scanned the room, landing on strange symbols scrawled across the walls. They didn't look like anything I recognized. Almost ritualistic, like someone had been trying to summon something. Then, the silence was broken by a faint, rhythmic knocking, coming from inside one of the locked cabinets. My heart nearly stopped. I stood frozen, listening to the soft thuds, each one growing louder and faster, as if someone, or something, was trying to get out. But there was no way in. No way anyone could be in there. Or could they? I made my way deeper into the heart of the hospital, where the whispers said I would find the truth. The doctor's office. The door creaked open, revealing a dimly lit room filled with dust-covered furniture. Old photographs of patients lined the walls, their faces scratched out, the eyes either erased or left with deep angry marks, as though someone wanted to forget them. But what was even more unsettling was the sense that these eyes were still watching, hidden in the remnants of these faded images. Then I heard it, a faint click, followed by a low hum. I turned toward the desk and saw a tape recorder. The machine, though covered in dust, was still running. Trembling, I hit play. The voice that came through was distorted, but unmistakable. "They're watching me. They won't let me leave. If you're hearing this, run." My blood ran cold as the message echoed in my ears. Whoever had recorded this had been trapped, and now it seemed so was I. Suddenly, a movement in the corner of the room caught my eye. I froze. A figure, clad in a doctor's coat, stood motionless in the shadows, watching me. My heart hammered in my chest as I cautiously took a step closer, unable to look away. As I approached, the figure slowly turned around, and that's when I saw it. Its face was hollow, completely lifeless, like a mask of death. The air turned cold as the figure took a slow, deliberate step toward me. And then, in an instant, the lights went out. Everything went black. I was not alone. I bolted out of that room, my heart pounding in my chest, my legs moving faster than they ever had before. But no matter how fast I ran, the whispers followed, growing louder, more desperate, as if the hospital itself was alive, trying to pull me back inside. The door that once seemed so far away now felt like my only chance for survival. As I stumbled into the night air, I dared to glance back, only to see the silhouette of the hospital against the moonlit sky, its windows dark and empty. But I could still hear the whispers. Who, or what, was that figure in the doctor's coat? Was it the ghost of the deranged doctor, still performing twisted experiments in the afterlife? And what really happens to those who stay past 3:13 a.m.? Are they trapped forever, just like the man who vanished without a trace? The answers may be darker than we ever imagined. Drop your theories in the comments below. Would you dare to explore this haunted hospital? Let me know what you think. Just don't try it yourself. Subscribe for more terrifying explorations. But remember, some places are better left undiscovered.